Alright, what's up, yins, guys? Time for another video. I got the camera at a different angle this time because I got some of my stuff over here that I'm working on a project over here. Maybe I'll give people details later, but I've got things junked up a little bit, but I got to organize. But anyway, time for another video. Nice seeing this being broadcasted for the past week already on the TV news. And this is an example of how arrogant I think that these kids are getting. I think it's getting worse than when I was a teenager. Before I go give you the details of this story, I'd say when I was I don't know about you guys, when I was a teenager, kids were getting arrogant. There were some of them that were school bullies or certain one on the streets, both black and white. We people, I don't care what race anybody is, both black and white kids were arrogant as hell and literally laughing and say, I'm a juvie, I can get away with that anything I damn well want, you know what I mean? They claim that they can even kill you and only get a little time in juvie hall. That's the problem. And I'm going to say one thing too, the district attorney on this story here, this district attorney was known to not take no shit. I mean, if you get in his crosshairs, yeah, Mr. Zappala. I think he looks a little like Steve Martin, but if you get in his crosshairs and you do something despicable and he wants to charge you, you pretty much deserve it, and you're going to get what's coming to you if it's up to him. But anyway, this is a 15-year-old dude that did a pretty nasty deed here, and Mr. Zappala wants to actually charge him as an adult. And just like I said, my reasoning, he deserves it. I mean, no mentally ill defense either. There are people, even grown people, mentally ill defense. And they know damn well what they're doing. And in my book, there is a mentally ill people. Just because they're mentally ill, that does not mean that they don't know what they're doing. They know damn well what they're doing. Oh, they're mentally ill. They may be psychopaths. Play the mentally ill card. Oh, and I think they're going to get off like soft or something, somewhere cushy. Oh, hey, mentally ill, fine. Put them in a place for the criminally insane, and don't get them out early or what? No miraculous recovery and think you're going to get away with it. Anyway, this dude's, I read the article, pretty big for his age, supposedly 6 foot something, and 200 and something pounds, I think. Anyway, they said in the article, but I saw on the TV news. Anyway, just him and the teacher were in a room one day. A teacher intervened. He beat up and tried to rape the teacher. The teacher was in the hospital, got beat up pretty badly. Anyway, they're pursuing felony charges. He's in juvenile detention. But the district attorney, and like I said, can't say it enough, this district attorney, he doesn't play around. He don't take no shit. Just like one black gentleman, and has some pretty good wisdom on YouTube. There's a couple black YouTubers that try to warn people, both black and white, and even people, no matter what color they are in this, and says, people ain't playing around no more, whether you're an adult or a kid. I mean, these couple of YouTubers I look at that used to be in prison, a couple of them happen to be black. And anyway, but I'm just saying, this is an example of those people are actually warning people and all that too, but no idea on any particular identity of the individual other than he's 15 years old and he beat the hell up a teacher. Yeah, you should be charged as an adult. He knew damn well what he was doing. And people like that ought to, that guy probably grow up, he'll be another Kevin McSwiggan. That guy, make sure you don't get a gun, don't even give him a gun or a car or anything. And this dude, if they try him as a juvenile, it'll be a big mistake. Matter of fact, when they try him as an adult and he goes to prison when he comes of age, they got to watch him too. You know that, you never know. He might go around schools and target teachers or target somebody similar right after. How much you want to bet? I'd stand by certain police. Some people don't like police or whatever, but I will stand with anybody that profiles this dude as a potential as soon as he gets out of prison You'll go and do the same thing. He got the red flags already at that young age. Did he potentially do it again as soon as he gets out of prison, like those ones you read about? They let him out too soon, and you try him as an adult, and then you put him in prison when he comes of age. You got to watch him when he gets out. He got the symptoms right there, and violent and sexually entitled. And I'm not mean to be talking like a feminist either. I can't stand most of these feminists. There's some of them that are pretty okay, but there's feminist fanatics. The mistake that the feminist fanatics make is just every damn, like those radical feminists you hear about on YouTube, that every single person that's male is automatically sexually entitled and a rapist or whatever. But guys like this, whether it's like Kevin McSwiggan, that dude I did a video on and an article about, or this kid, I'm comparing this kid. He'd turn into another Kevin McSwiggan because I did a video on his history. I'd stand by the police on this one, and a dude like this ought to be given over to the radical feminists, just like I said about Kevin McSwiggan, really. And they ought to be out there in protest and laughing when he's being let off of and incarcerated. I would stand by radical feminists could stay the hell away from me, but I would welcome them to be standing in protest and laughing at people like this when they're being let off. The same damn way, remember when they had a crowd raising frying pans in the air when Ted Bundy was gonna bite the big one when they put him to death anyway. But anyway, this dude, when they're doing shit this young age, unless they give him some kind of therapy and the dude in his own heart realizes the error of his ways or something, but. And just like other people on YouTube I saw on there too, a guy popped in my head, the Angry Prepper. He says some of these people that are mentally unstable, yeah, they are unstable mentally and they shouldn't be around. Keep them locked up. They're going to do shit. Keep them where they belong. They evidently, I don't believe, in a lot of circumstances, they start at a young age like this, or even older and doing it. But usually they show symptoms in young age or whatever. There's no excuse being soft on them because they're mentally ill. And in a lot of our book, mentally ill is a social psychopath. Some of them are, they don't give a damn, but some of them will put on an act, a very charismatic act, later on in life, to be able to get less charges or be able to convince a group of people like that they change it or whatever. But this dude was acting out of violence and selfishness, and thinking he's entitled, he could do anything he wants, and like I said. That dude turns into a grown-ass person just like anybody else. Not that I'm endorsing it. If you and me did something like that, what the hell you think it's going to happen? I'm not, do not advocate at all taking anything in anybody's hands. But say you or me did something like that, whether we were 15 or any age, oh yeah, there'd be retribution. There'd be people, the relatives would want to come after you. They won't worry about the police. Some of them might say, oh, tell the police you better get him or we will. Not that I'm advocating that at all, but people like you and me, not that we definitely don't have no desire to do shit like that, but we got the sense that, there'd be retribution. People would actually, and like I had this rule too when I talked about other kind of people like this. Not that I advocate it, but people like this, if they don't go to jail or whatever for a long time, there's that other danger too that the person that you assault in that fashion could be related to the wrong people. I'm not stereotyping Italian families, but yeah, you can, or any race that has that same mentality, you can wind up in the trunk of somebody's car. You disappear. You might be found somewhere later, but my stepdad used to say his word of wisdom. They might be related to the wrong people. That's just a word of wisdom, my stepdad told me. And that's a thing that you should consider and fear, along with the police, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I can't stress it enough. I'm not advocating any such taking in your own hands retribution, but I'm making my argument that people with common sense, whether at 14 or 15 years old or older, you commit such a crime like that, you better hope somebody doesn't find out who you are or whatever the hell you could be done for. That's the way that is. And I think you learn some things in life, not just that you do something of a particular nature, fear being arrested. There should be a general fear that that you do something that related to the wrong people, something could happen to you. And I believe in life you need a fear like that. You know what I mean? You need that too, along with being afraid that you're going to be in a prison with the wrong cellmate that might do the same thing to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, that kid, whether he gets tried as an adult and does something again yet, that's another thing. You be in danger of go and do something in. He could be headed for that too. Somebody will beat him up and do the same thing to him. They'll do that in there. Not stereotyping anybody because of their color. No black guy make you their bitch or whatever either. Like I said too, I'm not stereotyping. And the cellmate might be black. He might be a white guy, a blonde white guy with tattoos and heavily built that they name Bam Bam. You know what I mean? That's just the way that is. Yeah, there's no, when you get something that serious, there's no, he's just 15 years old or whatever, he's just mentally ill. If you're mentally ill and you do things like that, mentally ill, like I said, mentally ill don't mean shit. Just because you're mentally ill, that does not mean you don't know what you're doing. They know damn well what they're doing. Nobody gonna damn tell me different. I mean, there was some cases that people were born with, some other kind of mentally disabilities, like severely retarded or whatever, and there's people out there that need a babysitter for the rest of their life because they don't know any better. There's ones like that out there, and that are born with a violent streak, different kinds of brain damage, or birth defects or whatever the hell. But yeah. Anyway, before I end this video, like I said, these kids are getting too arrogant when they're doing shit like that. The same way, getting younger and younger now, carrying guns and doing shit. You know what I mean? And they don't even consider what they could be in for. Yeah, just like some of them YouTube videos. Go look it up if you got this far in this video. There's things like amazing top 10s or whatever. Just look up top 10 people that totally lost it or whatever when the judge read their sentence. Yeah, the YouTube is full of those. Some of them young kids, some of them adults. They're all laughing when they're in a court, getting all snarky, and then when the judge reads their sentencing, they're all bawling and crying and rolling on the floor. Like I said, it ain't no joke. I mean, I think there's people out there that, whether it's district attorneys, judges, they ain't gonna play around anymore. They ain't trying to hear that shit. I think people were getting tired of it too.